entrepreneurship is damn tough. It has to be done for the right reason. And every day I meet with entrepreneurs, a lot of you who have been investment bankers or have worked with VCs or on the investing side, you'll meet with a lot of entrepreneurs who want to do it for something else. And by the way, let's be honest, we also started because of that, because we wanted to do something. We wanted to be our own bosses and things like that, right? But again, uh, any entrepreneur can tell you, when you are an entrepreneur, you are nobody's boss. Uh, you are everybody's subordinate. Everybody is looking at you. You are responsible for everybody, and everybody has the freedom that you don't have. They can go to another company, you can't. This is your life, right? So it has to be done for the right reason, and it's a long journey with a lot of ups and downs. So people, while we might have started that we wanted to do something interesting, something adventurous, something fun, but we were also connected with the fundamental of our business, the fundamental premise of our business, and that's why we could spend 10, 11 years in that. And it's a long journey, tough journey. If you have to go the extra mile, you need to be related to, you need to be passionate about, you need to have the energy to go time. Otherwise, you won't be able to go. If you are looking at opportunities, opportunities come every 1 year, 1.5 years, different opportunities come, right? So, as an investor, that most of you guys are, or if you are looking at entrepreneurship at any point of time, it's very critical that you find the reason behind what the founder is doing, what he is doing, right, or what she is doing. It has to be a mission driven founder when you are looking to invest in that team. It can't be an opportunistic. This is something that we look at, a founder market fit, why that team is doing what it is doing, but it's very critical. Second thing is something that, being again from the other side of the table and spending a lot of time on this table now, side of the table, this is something that I struggle with every day. Not every business is fit for VC funding. It just does not fit the VC funding model, right? Think about it, and you guys can relate to from a campus fund perspective also. There are so many limitations to VC funding. We want a large outcome. It might be very risky proposition, but we want a large outcome in a limited amount of time. And has anybody seen any which is the top market cap company in India which is VC funded? Top 10, top 15, top 20. There won't be any. In fact, there would not be more than handful of VC funded listed Indian companies, right? Because in India, it takes more time to build companies, more time to build enduring companies which can go IPO. While in the VC model, you have limited time. You have 10 years, by max 12 years. In that, you have to have an outcome of 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. So when we look at any business for funding, we are looking for at least a 40 to 50 million outcome for us. That means the company at that point of time has to be at least 500 million valuation, right? Now, how do you go from India from 0 to 500 million in 7-10 years? There are very, very handful of examples only. So that's why VC funding is not for every business. Most of the times when I talk to entrepreneurs, and let's say if I'm talking to 10 entrepreneurs in a week, not looking at the pitch docs, out of those 10, only 1 or 2 would be right, which can have a VC funding model. The rest are all very good businesses, phenomenal entrepreneurs, very good teams, very good traction, but they just can't be right for VC model. This is something that as entrepreneurs and as investors, we have to keep in mind. Third one, I think this is when entrepreneurship has come in vogue, which is a very good thing. Everybody's talking about entrepreneurship. Everybody's talking about startups. These are heroes. As a side effect, what has happened? Funding has been started to given a lot more importance rather than just a business. But believe me, funding is not a metric of success. Again, I don't know how many of you would have seen, but go through that. Any guesses how much Google would have raised in VC capital?
Around
I'll tell you, 30. No. 27 million, 27 or 30 million before they went to IPO. And at IPO, their valuation was 23 billion market cap with 30 million funding. We have 5 companies in our portfolio have raised more than that. Are they more successful than Google? Not at all, right? Similarly, Amazon had raised 7 to 8 million. Obviously, those times were different. Those business models were different. But very recently, I don't know, again, I was surprised, and a lot of people were surprised last year. Last year, and including last year and this year, 2 companies became unicorns, which not a lot of people knew about. It is iCertis and Postman this year. Yeah. Postman had raised close to 30 million before becoming a unicorn. While in Indian ecosystem, you have companies who have raised 800 million to become unicorn, right? It's like putting money in FD. That gives better appreciation. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't judge an entrepreneur or a business with funding raised, right? It's just a milestone. When somebody is taking funding, essentially they are telling the investor that I will give you 5 times return of this money. I have to do extra work now. It's just a milestone. The fourth one is something which is again very dear to my heart, and that is something that everybody keeps on doing, right? When you are investing in an investing business, alpha, that you are giving outsized return, you are performing better than the market, it only comes when you are contrarian and you are proven right. Think about it. Investing and success in investing is essentially about value arbitrage, or perception of value arbitrage, in fact, because everything else is perception, right? So you can only become successful when you believe in something, that this is inherently more valuable than everybody else. While in most of the time, anybody who's from the VC ecosystem will relate to that. There's a lot of FOMO. There's a lot of that, if 5 investors are going towards this thing, this is hot and this is right. But the success in investing comes in only when you are contrarian and you are proven right. It's easy to be contrarian. You can just take an opposing position. It's easy to do. But you have to be proven right also. Very interesting example. I don't know how many of you would know. Flipkart was passed on by all the VCs. Excel twice. Excel gave the first check, third time when they pitched, when Sachin and Vinny. Sasha and Kay also, we also passed on to that. Because nobody believed in it that time. Excel took that bet and they got the return. Similarly, Oyo, that's in our NT portfolio again. So we can also make a list of NT portfolio, right? Oyo was talking to everybody, every VC in town, but only one took that bet, Lightspeed. They were very contrarian. People used to laugh, hey, you have put in a kid who's a college dropout and is trying to build something, which Airbnb was also not very hot at that point of time, right? But if you are contrarian and if you are proven right, that is only where you can really generate outside return. So don't look for conformity when you are investing. Look for your own insight, the secret sauce which the founder is bringing in. But again, the flip side is that most of the times you are proven wrong in that also. Only once or twice you can be contrarian and proven right. But have a go at it. Fifth is again something that relates with what a lot of us do. So when we are talking to an entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur is talking about the pitching, a lot of time is spent on, what is your plan? What is the GTM like? How would you do this? How would you do that? Well, at the end of the day, if you take a step back, go 30,000 feet high, all of that is just an outcome of what people come in their journey, right? So a company is a net summation of the kind of people that they hire, not what the plans will keep on changing, milestones will keep on changing, business plans change, pivots happen. I was listening again, so this is a point which I have taken, I've plagiarized, I've got inspired from this podcast by where Vinod Khosla is talking to Sam Altman. Businessman, YC podcast. Highly recommend that all of you guys listen to it. Every point spoken in that is like a point that you can talk about for hours. Right? But they also talked about a very interesting fact, saying that last 7 or 10 IPOs, tech IPOs, which happened in the US market, large IPOs, we're talking about Zoom IPO, we're talking about Pinterest, Slack, all of them. I think 60% of them were pivots. They didn't, the journey pivoted 2-3 times in between, and finally they got success where they are. But what was key was that they got the right people from the start. So whenever we have invested in somebody, or when you are looking to invest, just give a extra time, extra mind space to kind of people that founder is likely to bring or wants to bring into the table, or you can help that company to bring it, right? That becomes very, very critical. Again, the next point is again from the same one. And this is something that it was like we've seen that, but the way this was articulated there is like an epiphany. On day zero, and again, this is very important when you're talking to any entrepreneur. Even on day zero, there's a difference. When the company is just starting, there's zero revenue. There's a difference between $0 million company and $0 billion company. And I've seen it myself in my 2.5 years. A company which has done very well for us was a company called Zetwork. I don't know how many of you would know. It's a B2B company, but it has one of the fastest growing B2B company in India today. Obviously has raised a lot of capital. A lot of great investors have come on board. It has, I always tell them that your board meeting can be like a pitching open house for other startups, because you have, so apart from us, we have Excel, Sequoia, Green Notes, and Lightspeed, all of them as part of the board, and it's 2-year-old company, right? But when I remember their day one, these guys were very sure that they were building a large business, $1 billion business, and that showed in the kind of team that they were building at that point of time, showed in kind of thoughts that they were having, showed in the kind of overall ambition and the pace that they wanted to go. So from day zero, there is a difference between a $0 million and $0 billion company. More often than not, we as VCs, you and us, we want to bet on $0 billion company. It's going to grow very, very large. But that distinction is there from day zero. It's important to look through that. I think seventh is again, and which sort of ties around into with a debate that keeps on happening in the VC ecosystem, entrepreneur ecosystem, markets versus founders versus business models, right? Although we all are very much founder focused, founder first, most of the VCs, most of the funds are founder first. They give a lot of weightage to founders, which is all good. But at the same time, it's important to see that, is there a structural advantage in the business? Because again, not all markets are right for VC investing. Similarly, not all business models are right for VC investing. If you typically see which business models have got a lot of funding, typically in the US, because they have much deeper ecosystem, and including here also, or who have really scaled up. These are 3 or 4 kind of different business models. Either they'll have economy of scale, or they'll have network effects, or they'll have some sort of flywheel, which ensures that you keep on putting money in this company, they're going to go bigger, and get to an outsized market share. Otherwise, it's all linear. So sometimes it's very important to look for structural advantages in the business. What is the advantage in that business? Otherwise, you will find again a lot of good entrepreneurs, very good businesses, which could be profitable, cash flow generating, but would not give you outsized return in whichever VC wants.